Jace Denman for Flag Family Media. I'm here with MSUM Dragon head football coach Steve Laqua. Coach, that was some drama there at the end of that game. You're down by 15 with 6 minutes to go. You find a way to score twice, two two-point conversions. Talk a little bit about the end of that game.
Well, I think a lot of resilience by our players. They never quit believing. They never kept trying. They kept swinging away and getting up off the mat. To be honest, there were plenty of times that we should have been knocked out of that game, and we weren't. And to their credit, they just kept getting up and battling and having their back against the wall. Number of fourth down conversions, and we just made plays. We got a little lucky, got some breaks. But if you're going to have a comeback of that nature, you probably have to have some things go our way, and definitely did. And it's excited for the players to be able to have a victory like that, and for the program and the alumni that have come before us that kind of helped get us closer and closer over the years. It's been a long time coming, and then we felt like we've been slowly closing the gap, and at least on one day we were able to overcome the gap, so it was nice.
Yeah, we saw some close losses last year, and you thought maybe after that big catch and run, they were set up in field goal position, maybe they would end it with the field goal, but like you said, sometimes you need a little bit of luck on your side, miss the field goal, set everything up. Talk a little bit about your defense, though, because quite honestly, they held Duluth to a number of field goal attempts, punts, etc. So they really stepped up, and sometimes they bent almost too much. But if you can keep that other team to just a field goal, I think you set yourself up to at least try and regain those 3 points, maybe get a touchdown, and outscore them that way when you look at it.
Absolutely. I think the defense did a great job. They had their back against the wall a lot of times. That's an explosive offense, one of the most explosive offenses, yards per play in the country. Phenomenal quarterback who runs the ball well and throws it well, as we saw. I thought, they did a great job. Resiliency. If we get the punt blocked, and then we got to go out there and we've got our back to the wall, and we're able to come out just holding to a field goal. We had everything against us at that point. Defense went out there, got that stop. Got the stop after the long run. Jack Mungarden runs them all the way down from across the field on the tunnel screen, keeps us alive. We maybe get a break on the penalty, but the defense was balling. They were playing everything they could do, and at the end of the day, if you can hold the field goals and play great red zone defense, you got a shot, and that's what we're doing. That's what we said at halftime. Hey, we're in a good spot. We're playing good football. We're bending. We're not breaking. We're getting it done when our back's against the wall, and we just did that as an entire team throughout the whole game.
I will say that I was convinced that you guys on the play before the muffed punt, I could have swore on the muffed punt, I could have swore you guys blocked it. I was actually ready to call that on the broadcast, and here it was so close, and then obviously, like you said, defense stepped up when you needed to there. When we look at the offense, though, especially those last couple of touchdown drives, we talked to Jack about it, James and I have talked about it together. When it comes to that last 82 seconds, and you drive down the field, and you get that game-tying or go-ahead touchdown basically at the end with the two-point conversion. Was it a lot of just go, receivers read the defense, find a spot, get open, or was there specific play calls, or did Jack handle a lot of that on zone, or how did that work for you guys?
Honestly, it was a team effort, different than maybe a lot of 2-minute drives we've had in the past. As coaches, I think we had 3 different coaches kind of call a play during that 2-minute stretch. Jack called a couple plays where he kind of was like a pitcher waving off the catcher, said he wanted to go with a call, and so we did that. At the end of the day, I don't know if it was necessarily the play calls that mattered. I think it was players executing and making plays, and that was phenomenal. Great throws, great catches, great protection. Did a really good job managing the clock with the kills, the timeouts, and so I think everybody, the biggest thing was stay poised. We didn't panic. There was no chaotic communication. We got lined up. We ran the play. We're at 47 plays in the fourth quarter, which is unbelievable. That's a 200 play a game pace. That's ridiculous. And so, our guys kept battling. They were tired, but they just kept going out there, and we found a way to just keep making plays.
We talked about a couple of players. Obviously, Jack Strand breaking the record for most pass attempts in a game. He had Brady Perryman, BP, big play right there. 3 touchdowns, a game-winning 2-point conversion. Luke Emdek keeps making those catches underneath. And I think I talked to you kind of a little bit previously about going into this week, about maybe there needs to be more of a focus on that check down and taking what the defense gives. And it seemed like, number one, you guys did that, took what was there, especially Jack reading the defense. But it seemed like it really helped the offense move forward, because then the defense couldn't just play everybody back deep in coverage, right?
We definitely needed to get into a rhythm, and we needed to establish something where we could build up a play count. And we didn't get that in the first half. I think we only had 24 plays at halftime.
Yeah.
We had to mount those up in the second half. We did. We came out, we had a long drive to score to start the half. And so I think that allowed us to get into rhythm where we had some things we could hang our hat on, but we didn't have to push it down the field constantly. And so, anytime you can get in a rhythm with your quarterback, your run game, your short pass game, whatever it is, it opens up the bigger stuff down the road.
Can you tell us a little bit about McKendree? Obviously, the team you guys faced last year for the first time ever, a 35-17 victory. This year, they've got a lot of returning players, a lot of experience. They were picked third in their conference. So what can you tell the fans out there about McKendree?
Well, they got a big win last week. They've been on the road twice this season already, so this is their home opener. Certainly there's going to be a lot of energy about them. They started tough last year with a lot of road trips. I think we caught them kind of at the end of some tough road games, and where they were probably beat up from the travel, because after our game they were home for a while, but they went on a tear. They ended up playing a postseason bowl game. They beat a top 20 ranked team last year, and so it's a quality football team that we probably didn't see at their best last year. I think we'll see them at their best in their home opener for sure, and so we're going to have to be on the flip side of things. We've got to handle the travel and be able to show up and play great football.
How does that travel aspect kind of play into it? Because we got half the team flying, half the team busing, then flipping, taking turns on the way back. A long road trip down there. How does that affect kind of maybe the mentality more so than anything of this team?
We'll find out. I don't know. I've never done anything like this. It's the longest road trip we've taken kind of in my time here. And, you think about being on a bus. I mean, that's similar to, you're spending 12 to 13 hours maybe in a movie theater watching movies and play games the next day at noon. And so we're going to have to do some soul searching, and we're going to have to rest, recover, and be ready to play.
Right. What will it take to get a victory this weekend against McKendree down there in Lebanon, Illinois?
Well, I think we got to get momentum right away. We can't let them with the home crowd get things going. We got to make sure we don't have a travel kind of fog or whatever that's keeping us from being at our best. Start fast. We've got to win in special teams. You know what? We thought special teams would be a winning edge for us this season. First 2 weeks, we feel like we've lost twice. We had kickoff return week 1. We got a punt that got blocked week 2. We can't have those. We need to have a winning edge from that standpoint. And then we're going to have to handle the heat. We're really going to be warm, 90 degrees. We've got a limited travel crew when you're on the road, so we're going to have to rotate. We're going to have to make sure we're rested and be able to play at a high level.
All right. Well, Coach, best of luck this weekend. James and I will be there covering all the action for the flag. So best of luck.
Thank you.
All right. This is Jason alongside head coach Steve Laqua. We'll talk to you soon.